Why don't wargaming do this anymore? Why? Ladies and gentlemen, g'day, and welcome back to the channel. My name's Economics Mate, and in today's video, we're going to do a quick dive, or rather a quick deep dive, into why I think wargaming should be doing more of these battle passes in this way than what they're currently doing. For those of you who don't know, or perhaps you've been living under a rock for the last God knows how many months and years, I think, the battle passes that we've been getting, these things right here, you probably have noticed that for a long time we haven't had an actual tank that you can win from these battle passes if you obviously buy them every single month. Now, of course, you will get your usual tier 4 collector tank, which is, you know, no surprises there. That's the usual, and that's the given. But we used to have battle passes when they first sort of came out, for the first however months they first came out, or year or so that they came out. We used to have actual rewards, like tanks, tier 6 tanks, as rewards. But nowadays, you're getting stuff like this, which is like the patroller camouflage on this, the Indian Panzer. Now, can I just ask, why is it that the Indian Panzer is getting this camouflage when no one plays this tank? Like, this is one of those tanks where literally no one play. I've never seen anyone play this tank apart from a couple of times. This is one of those tanks that not many people play for obvious reasons, because they want to just get to the Leo 1. They don't really care too much about the Indian Panzer, because it's just mediocre at best. And this is what the battle passes have been lately. It's just, you know, I guess, ways of getting extra resources. That's all it is. And of course, if you're lucky enough, you will get yourself the AE Phase 1. Now, this is one of the reasons why I'm making this video. Now, I've spoken about the AE Phase 1 before. I've made a video about this tank, and I've reviewed it. So part of this video, we're going to be addressing, of course, the AE Phase 1. And let's do it right now, before we go talk about the other ones. The AE Phase 1 is a tank that, let's be real here, this is one of the rarest tanks in the game for all the wrong reasons. It's rare because, it's rather so rare because the only way to get this tank, to acquire it, is that either you have a press account where you can play on it, like I do, which, again, you don't really own the tank. It's still a wargaming account, but you just play on it. That's, you know, the first way of doing it. Or the second way is by buying all these battle passes every single month and grinding your way up to these crates in order to get this tank. And again, it's not guaranteed that you'll get it, because the percentage drop chance of obviously getting the, the AE Phase 1 is 0.05% drop chance, which is a very low drop chance indeed. So yeah, if you want this tank, boy oh boy, do you need to spend a lot of money over many, many months of these battle passes and grinding your ass away every single day to hopefully get to those levels, to get to level 60 and beyond that, in order to get yourself enough of those crates to open. And that's the only way that you'll be able to get this thing, which is really freaking annoying. And a lot of the times, the battle passes are not really worth it because, well, aside from getting resources, what else are you going to get? A camouflage for a tier 8 tank that no one plays? Yeah, seems legit enough, doesn't it? Which brings me on to my next question. My next sort of complaint is that, why don't they bring tanks like this again? And then it'll be worthwhile, obviously, purchasing the battle pass, because then you'll be interested in getting tanks like the Rudolph, the Cyborg, the Agents, right? The Frosty, the Thunder, things like this. This was actually the first battle pass tank that they ever introduced, and look how sexy this is. This is a very nice looking tank, and it's a great tank. It's one of the best tier 6 tanks in the game. And for good reason, because it's so cool. The Eraser BP-44, again, a very popular tank. The Icebreaker, what do you call it? You know, tanks like the Turbo, for instance, things like that, right? Like all these tanks, they're all sort of relative. Like, I don't understand why Wargaming doesn't just introduce tanks like this again. I don't know. I just don't know why they don't go ahead and give us tanks. And maybe instead of tier 6 tanks, how about give us tier 7 tanks for once? Give us a tank that's higher tiered, right? Because the battle pass is not cheap as it is. Just give us a tank that is a tier 7 tank. And then it'll be worthwhile, obviously, purchasing the battle pass, because then you'd really want to get it because it's a tier 7 tank. More people play tier 7 than they do tier 6. Again, that being said, let's go talk about the AE Phase 1 again. Because again, excuse me, the AE Phase 1 is the only way you can obviously get it is through these containers by buying the battle pass every single month and grinding towards level 60, and beyond that, blah, 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 blah. Awesome. Fantastic. That's the only way to get this bloody tank. And you have to be very lucky to get it. However, there has been some leaks from Eason and I think Blitz Post as well, that have said that this tank is going to be sold outside of these crates. That means they're going to sell them in crates, I'm assuming is what's going to happen. They're going to sell them in crates, or perhaps in an event that's ridiculously expensive to get this tank. So, Wargaming, if you're thinking of doing this, please just... How about you just sell the tank outright and not put it in crates and make us gamble for it? Because this is already gambling as it is, and to the point where you have to buy the battle pass every single month and then grind and grind and grind, and you might be able to get 1 or 2 of these crates and then potentially get this tank. Potentially. You're not going to guarantee to get it. You potentially might get it. And that's one of the limiting factors, I think, of why this tank is so rare, is because, again, that is the only way to get this bloody tank. And it's frustrating for a lot of people because they really want this tank and they don't want to be spending a lot of money every single time there's a battle pass in order to potentially get this tank. So you can see where the frustration comes from. So I can't believe that they want to sell this thing, I'm assuming, going to be in crates or in an event or something. After all this time, like, they should have just left it as it is in this container. I mean, it's probably, I don't know, it's probably cheaper to just have it in these containers. Every month you're paying, was it like $14 or $10 or something like that every month? And if you grind, you might get enough containers every month, so it's not as expensive as you may think. It's just really tedious and annoying that this is the only way to do it. But why would you sell it outside of this thing? Like, you know, maybe just keep it as it is. Why would you need to sell it? Anyway, so that's one of the other gripes. And again, like, for the battle passes, they should just be giving us tier 7 tanks now. They should put tier 7 or tier 8 tanks in these battle passes for us to get, so that way, and maybe increase the price a little bit, but then it'll be worth it, because then every month we'll have a different tank that we can potentially get. So that's the idea, and I think a lot of people just don't realize that. So anyway, it is what it is. I'm just talking out of my ass right now. So if you guys have any other suggestions or you have any other ideas, please let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, look after yourselves, look after your friends and family, and stay safe on the battlefield. Bye for now.